Then God said, Let the earth bring forth grass, and the herb that
Full
yields
stop.
seed, and the fruit tree that yields
Can't
fruit
believe I
according to
live
its
in
kind, whose
your
seed is in itself
thoughts.
on the earth. And it was so.
Think about you all.
Hey guys, I'm so glad that you're here. I'm going to be spreading out this flower garden where my flowers have come up in bunches, and I'm also going to be fertilizing this flower garden and also some fruit trees. And I'm going to be preparing my raised beds for a salsa garden. And I am no green thumb type of person. I have a brown thumb. And so I want to encourage you, if you have a brown thumb as well, you can grow plants. And this flower bed is something that I've been working on for about 6 years, honestly. It's something that is super low maintenance. And if you want flowers, I would definitely go with bulbs or tuberous type that reproduce and spread out every year. I'm super excited about these peach trees. They're something that we haven't done a whole lot with. Obviously, they look kind of rough, but I'm really excited about the little buds on them. They do produce quite a bit of fruit. They're not always super tasty. We could probably do better, but this raised bed here is something that we had rabbits over and I filled with compost 2 years ago. And now I'm going to be planting a salsa garden in it this year. I'm really excited about that. Like I said, I have a brown thumb and not everything grows really good for me. So I am just about to the point where I can get some seeds going, and I'm super excited to just try a little bit of gardening with it. I did a huge garden the first year that we lived here about 6 years ago, and that did not work out because I just don't know anything about it and it was just a little bit too far away from the house. And so I'm going to have something that's right there by the house that I will think of all the time, and I will water, etc. And maybe just kind of, since it's my only summer project, maybe just kind of think about more often and hopefully really cater to it and actually get some stuff out of it this year, enough to just make a batch of salsa. I would be proud of myself if that happened. But before I get to the salsa garden and what I did over there, I am just separating out some of these daylilies. That's what all of these are all along here. That's what's all is coming up. And then I have these teeny tiny little pieces of peppermint that's coming up as well, and also lemon balm about halfway down the flower bed. We have just those three things in that flower bed. They're super, super low maintenance. The lemon balm and the peppermint spread every year like crazy. I never have to do anything with them. And then the daylilies, they always multiply as they come up in the spring. And so when they're about 6 inches or less, I like to just take a shovel and cut them straight in the middle to separate them, and then dig them out and replant them in the empty spots along my garden bed, and it fills it in, and I don't really have to do any more than that if I don't want to, but I will be fertilizing this as well. But it's super low maintenance, so if you have a brown thumb or black thumb, just know that you can grow things. Like I said, I don't do a whole lot with this. This is the only thing I do, but you don't even really have to separate these. If you don't want to, you could just let them come up in big bunches and they would still be really pretty. I just wanted them to fill out this garden bed. I started off with 3 daylilies, I want to say. It was about three, and it has filled up this whole garden bed, all half of my house on the east side and the whole end on the south side, in about 6 years. And so I think that this is something that's worthwhile if you want flowers, just to go ahead and get just a few bulb flowers and let them just fill in your garden bed wherever you want there to be flowers. And you can do that with all types, not just daylilies. I'm not really that educated as far as flowers go, so I don't know what all there is, but I know there's a bunch of different varieties that you could get. I like daylilies because the leaves are really tall and the flowers grow up really tall too, but they don't bloom for a super long time. So if you wanted something that bloomed for like all summer or something, then you could probably find something like that. I just want to encourage you that if you don't garden a bunch, you can still do this and it will still look very pretty, because that is exactly what I'm doing here. I don't garden very much and I still think it looks really good as far as when it all grows in.
At midnight, such a wonderful delight. Forgo, give up everything that I.
So I did take some chicken litter. My husband is a chicken farmer and we have a lot of old chicken litter sitting around. So I took some of that and just spread it really lightly over the flower beds. I didn't want it to burn it. That's about the only thing I know about chicken litter, is that it can burn your plants if you do it like at the wrong time. So I like to do it in the spring, and just a little bit around everything helps it not to burn it, and it helps when the rain comes down and just kind of washes it through the soil. And I knew that I wanted to do that in the raised bed before I planted anything so that it kind of had time to settle and wash in and everything. And I wasn't planting my plants directly into that chicken litter. And like I said, that's about the only thing I know about chicken litter is that it can burn.
Yeah, I'd give it all up now just to be with you somehow. Unexpected love was found. You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm.
Us country girls cannot dig in the dirt with a manicure. Manicures just do not work for us. And so my son was helping me on this day. He loves digging in the dirt as well. And I think it really helps that he doesn't have a manicure like me to worry about. So he is just way more letting loose and digging than I am. So I was moving the rocks out of here and then I was putting some chicken litter. We had a rabbit cage over one of these beds, and our rabbit sadly just did not make it. And so we had left that cage over there to kind of keep the kids out of the really good soil that the rabbits had created after we put the compost in these beds. And so I was moving that rabbit cage off and mixing in that rabbit compost into the compost that was already filling the beds. And this dirt looked so good. It was just so rich and black, and it was just like the perfect texture to actually plant. And I was kind of wishing that I had some plants going already, but I actually don't have my seeds ordered yet. I would love to have them already going, but that just did not work out for me this year. And so I'm hoping that I can get on the ball with that and start things and have things going really good in this little garden bed and have just everything going really healthy. I'm really super excited about it. If you can't tell, I would love to have a successful salsa garden. And I think that hopefully doing all this is just kind of starting out on the right track.
Honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that I love you. Ooh, ooh, you. Ooh, ooh. So slow, hold you in my arms, won't let go. The world around could pass us by. Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Oh, dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond all. Hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching for